The UK travel industry has taken a bit of a beating in the pandemic. Airports and airlines, of course, were virtually closed as passengers cancelled flights in their millions. However, the industry was buoyed somewhat today after the UK government lifted regulations for fully vaccinated passengers. They no longer are required to take tests before departure or upon arrival. Well, let's talk to Virginia Messina, Senior Vice President at the World Travel and Tourism Council. Virginia, welcome, first of all. Your reaction to this announcement, just how significant is it for your industry after 2 impossible years?
Absolutely, and thank you for having me. I mean, as you say, our sector has been incredibly hardly hit by this pandemic, as we know, but we're very encouraged about these latest measures and these changes in restrictions, and we believe 2022 can be a very strong year for our sector. We're already seeing pent-up demand, and we're already seeing strong bookings across Europe, so we believe this could be a good rebound for our sector.
It's easy to think, though, isn't it, that just because the UK is starting to emerge from the effects of lockdown and the end of the pandemic, that it's all plain sailing from here. It isn't, is it?
Absolutely. I mean, as we know, there have been so many unknowns with this crisis, and even the last variant that we experienced, Omicron, which, according to our data, cost the UK economy about 7 billion in terms of all the restrictions that were imposed and all the hurdles and obviously cancellations that travelers had to face. And yet we know that all the measures at borders did not necessarily stop the spread of these highly contagious variants. So there are so many unknowns and so many uncertainties. But we hope we are seeing the end of it, and that this year we will continue to see restrictions ease and therefore international travel pick up.
I don't know if you were able to hear our reports earlier on in the programme, but we were droning on about inflation. I just want to ask you, inflation's going to squeeze a lot of families, isn't it? How does that change how we holiday?
Well, that's a really good point, because obviously cost of living is higher. We are experiencing the highest inflation we've had for many, many years. However, spending power is not down in developed countries, and many people have actually been saving over the past couple of years that they haven't been able to go on holiday. So we are seeing this pent-up demand materializing in some markets, and we are seeing people really intending to travel this year. So it's not necessarily affecting. Now, on the other side, the UK is obviously an expensive destination already, and I think that might have an impact when people are looking to travel to other destinations that might get better value for their money, like sort of in the east of Europe and other parts of the region.
What else does the sector need now to get back on its feet and get back to where it was?
Well, firstly, we obviously need to see most restrictions removed. Obviously, the UK has already made this very bold step of removing testing at borders, which was needed, but we're still seeing some markets, including some countries across Europe, requiring either PCR or antigen testing. We need to see more international coordination. Like, we have seen a patchwork when it comes to restrictions requirement. Obviously, it's impossible to really get a grip on what the needs are and what the requirements are, including, I mean, the use of digital passes, obviously testing, vaccination and requirements. So we hope to see more harmonization when it comes to this type of rules. And ultimately what we need is to enhance surveillance as well. We need to have a system where we can hopefully predict if there's a new variant or if there's potentially a new virus, and avoid being in a similar situation.
Virginia Messina in London, thank you very much for talking to us.